Canada is actually one of my favorite tracks, maybe the favorite track, but it's, especially in the wet, very challenging as well.
In the last 2 Canadian Grand Prix weekends, erratic elements, well, they've played a massive role. So, how do you tackle Circuit Gilles Villeneuve when conditions are at their worst? This is Touring Tracks, the North.
It's already a very technical track, not much margin on exits with the walls and stuff, a lot of curb riding. So when conditions are damp, it makes that challenge even bigger.
They're usually dry, and then when suddenly the next session is wet, it's like a reset button. You know, everything you know about the circuit up until that point, from dry to wet, is kind of out of the window.
There is no greater equalizer in Formula One than rain. And over the last few years, Montreal, well, it's seen plenty of that. The drivers who operate best in these conditions are the ones able to execute that ideal balance of strategy and improvisation.
It's a very, real-life process. We have the outlap that gives us, a read of the circuit, and we kind of feel and judge the conditions. And then as we enter the lap, you brake for turn 1, you find certain grip of things, and then you already subconsciously, automatically adjust your braking or turning for the next corner. So it's really a fascinating life process that, they always say you drive with your bum, and that's how you feel the car and the conditions.
Turn 1, there's always that puddle for sure, and that makes braking tricky. And visibility is always a factor in wet conditions in Canada, because you have these long straights. When you have, a few cars ahead of you, you get all that spray, which makes the visibility really poor.
2 drivers who shined in qualifying last year were Esteban Ocon and Nico Hülkenberg. Ocon qualified 6th, while Hülkenberg posted the 2nd fastest time in qualifying, making them the perfect people to walk us through a successful lap in the wet in Canada.
F1 cars nowadays, they only work with inter tires, the wets are too slow, unfortunately. So you can see there's a lot of water, so it makes it quite tricky on standing water. Here, maximum amount of curb, not taking the outside curb because the traction is pretty bad. Otherwise here, try and stay as much as you can in the trace, so where the water is the most clear. Curb was a bit slippery, as you can see around there, but yeah, there's a lot of sliding. It's quite a wide lap.
How smooth are you with the gas pedal, like when you're coming out of the corners?
Yeah, extremely smooth, because you lose a lot of time if suddenly you spin the wheels too much.
You actually see me run on the curb quite a lot on purpose here. On the exit curb, you see, I take, because it is on that orange sausage apex curb, and I saw that the year before from Quali. Max was running that, and I watched the race the week before, and I saw that. So when it started to be wet on the first outlap, I went there, I tried it, and I was like, oh, quite grippy here, let's use that. And these are the little things where you can get yourself an advantage.